Ladies and gentlemen, the Anointed One, aka
Fragrance King.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, I got a couple new additions. But I got your car Noir 2 days ago from Fragrance Net. $20 for 100 mils, and I'm very pleased to say that it's good. So I was born in 1984. This came out in 1982. And as soon as I smelled it, I knew that I smelled it before. But it also reminds me of Zara Pour Homme. It goes its kind of own direction a little bit, but it has a smell similar to Zara Pour Homme. Now, Zara Pour Homme came out in the 70s, I think, late 70s, maybe 1978 or something. I gotta look it up. But I like a Zara Pour Homme too. But it has ANSI Star in it. It's a Chinese spice, and then extracted into oils. It's known in to decrease testosterone. So if you look it up, ANSI Star, it's known to. I don't know. Ingested, it's definitely going to. I'm not sure about the skin absorption. You have to look up. I don't know. I couldn't find any research on it, but it's like I'm not dealing with ANSI anymore. So Zara was gone. But I'm pleased to say that this Drakkar Noir is excellent. I didn't get to smell it back in the 80s. I smelled it. I smelled it before, but I didn't have a bottle of this back in the day. And I didn't want to do a first impression. I don't know. I just opened it up as soon as I got it, and I wanted to smell it. And I've been sitting with it for 2 days. So I'm getting 6 hours, 6+ hours. It's good. It's good. Like it's still good. I spray heavy, but it's still performance. It's not no slouch. It's not gonna get you 4 hours and then you're like, where did it go? So spray your clothes and it's still gonna be there in 6 to 8 hours. And that's just the first 2 days that I'm wearing it. So we'll see how good it gets. But this is excellent. It's a 80s style fragrance with lots of notes. So we got lavender, lemon, bergamot, rosemary, mint, lemon verbena, basil, artemisia in the top. Like that's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes on the top. Like mid juniper, coriander, cinnamon, carnation, wormwood, angelica, jasmine. That's another 7 notes in the mid. Base, oak moss, leather, fir, pine tree needles, sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, cedar, amber, and resins. For those that don't know, it's just like take old spice and brew it, and it's kind of that kind of a smell. But modernized in the 80s, it's better. It's appealing. It's like kind of like all the Axe body sprays you smelled over the years have stole their smell from this, and this is the best ultimate man smell. I would say when you think of that man smell, this is what it is. Oh man, it's just blended nicely. Nothing necessarily really sticks out at me, but when it dries down more, you get the oak moss. And no 80s style man smell is minus the pine tree needle. So it's got the pine tree needles in it. We got the fir, the leather, sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, cedar. Like it's that base, and then the juniper in the mid, the lavender, and you get that hints of lemon, bergamot in the opening. It's not a crazy powerhouse of lemonness, but it's there. And then for the most part, this is just spices and good manly outdoorsy type ingredients, some woods and some ambers, and it's good. Been around for how many years now? 40 years. So 40-year-old fragrance. Got it for $20 on Fragrance Net. 100 mils. Still less than 6 to 8 hours. It's still good. It's like just as good as everything else you're gonna buy. It's not a super powerhouse like Sauvage Elixir. I've heard some people say. Reminds me of Sauvage Elixir. For me, definitely not. This is a licorice bomb. This is way better. I mean, this is the best. This is gonna be 14 hours on my skin, but this is a lot sweeter, a lot of licorice, but it's still, I can see the comparison. This is way more of a darker, manly, old school spice type thing. So, not Old Spice, but Drakkar Noir. So I want to try Drakkar Intense now. I didn't want to because it just gets horrible reviews about lasting 2 hours. So I never pulled the trigger on it. Drakkar Intense came out a year ago or 2 years ago, and so I'm gonna try that now. It's also $20 for 100 mils. So just wanted to do a video on this. This is good, but also this is also good. The Michael Jordan Old School 1996 cologne, and I would say this is kind of inspired by that, maybe a little bit. Almost 15 years in between them, 10, 12 years in between them, but this is another classic kind of a man smell with just a more like a watery grapefruit in the opening. But for me, this is like that watery grapefruit, incense, cloves, and then the sandalwood base. It's kind of like the smell I get from this a lot. That cloves kind of sits there with the watery grapefruit and the incense. But there's also a lot of notes in there too on the Jordan. We got cypress, grapefruit, lemon, cognac, cedar needles, geranium, Brazilian rosewood, and they say it's kind of a woody fragrance, but for me it's just watery grapefruit, lemon. Then the middle, fir, juniper berries, green tea, lavender, incense, clary sage, cloves, and I'll definitely get the incense, cloves, clary sage, some lavender. Everything's balanced pretty good, so that's like everything's sitting in the background of that lemon, incense, and cloves. It's like all blended in the background with a touch of like a watery kind of a feel to it. Cologne, like typical man cologne, watery kind of a smell. Base, musk, sandalwood, patchouli. So it's your common base, but for 15 bucks for 100 mils, I didn't know how watered down this was, so I just got the 15 mils. I wish I would have got the big bottle now, but this just takes me back to memories when I was younger. Back in the day, 2002, 2003, 2004, something. I think I had a bottle of this. It's really good. So it's not far off. I'd say it's watered down a little bit. The opening is kind of a weak. I remember it being a little bit stronger, better. But as you get into this, about a half an hour, it's pretty much the same as it was back in the day. I'm getting 6 hours out of this too, 7, 8. Depends if you spray your clothes or not, or how much you spray, but I spray a lot, so I'm still getting decent performance out of it. And back in the day, it wasn't like a crazy beast either, and it's not far off. So this was my original best bang for the buck. In another video, Roche Rahasla, and it's good too. 60 mils. I paid 22 bucks for this, and this is like yeah. Cedar, juniper berries coming through, tonka. It's supposed to have bergamot in the opening. You can kind of get in the opening a little bit. And this is good too. I mean, this lasts like I get wafts of this 10 hours in. This is like more of a modern type of a smell. Reminds me of a lot of that Dior Intense. That cedar note. This has iris in it though, where that has tonka. But this is good, blended good, it's good quality. It's not a cheapy, like this doesn't smell like cheap. This isn't cheap. You would think for 20 bucks, like this is gonna be a cheap smell. No, it smells actually good, it's good quality. Same for these ones. These are good quality. You'd think they're gonna be like cheap, like Axe body spray smell, but they're actually good. Like that's what I'm saying, these are the best bang for your bucks. Oh yeah, and then this, I forgot about this. This is what I've been rocking too in a lot of these high heat days. I usually rock the Invictus in the high heat, but looking for like a man smell. Lately a Bentley Infinite intense. It's good. It's the tester. I think I got it for like $26, and I'm happy. And it gets the same thing, 6 to 8 hours, depending on how much you spray your clothes. And this is kind of has a similarity to Terre de Hermes EDT. Not as bittery or orange, and a little more like watery, but it has like a rum note in there, and the rum is an alcoholic, and it's just like a little bit of a sweetness. It's similar to a lot of fragrances that have a rum in them. It's not rum, but it's like a sweetness that adds to it, and that's kind of, I think this has that. So it's like a peppery, watery, with the rum in it kind of version of a Terre de Hermes. Classic man smell. This is like man smell. This is manly. This is manly. So it's like 3 manly cheapies, and this is also manly. You got a little bit of that Tonka in there though. But 4 cheapies. $22 for 60 mils. $20 100 mils. This was like 15 or 16 bucks on FragranceNet for 100 mils. And then this was like, I want to say it was $25 for a tester. $22 to $25 for a tester's 100 mils. It's like well worth it. Wow. For like just over 50 bucks, you could get full bottles of all of these and pretty much have like man smells for the whole year are decent. But I'm glad I got these. Yeah, I'm glad I got all of these for sure. Don't regret them at all. But that's it for now. Just some cheapies. It's middle of the summer, August, or it's just entering into August, so we'll have some hot days left. And I'll be doing some winter fragrances too, fall fragrances, yeah. But like, comment, subscribe always, and I'm out. See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Anointed One, aka
Fragrance King.